Okay, so let's start. We have started the recording. So let's do this use case to custom partition. Okay, so we have this sample data, and it's like this. So January, then comma, then bucket, then comma, and then these are all the months. Okay, so basically it is giving you the sale of different items in January month with their respective amount. Okay, so let's say in January bucket got sold for 100 rupees or 200 rupees, and then mug, brush, wiper kind of thing. Okay, so for every month it is having certain, you can just like play this with this number to 120, 323, 20 kind of thing. So you just keep it changing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 8, 9, 4, 5 kind of thing. Okay, so just saving it. So this is our data. What we just need to do is for every month, okay. So let's say if it's January data, so we need to analyze it, and then we need to sum the count of total sale in January month and put it into a separate file. Okay, and that should be like parter00 file. So what we need is depending on what month we are processing, we need to put it into that respective file. Okay, so we need to guide our partitioner, or we need to define our partitioner, wherein we will put a logic that if it is January, okay, if it is JAN in the data, that record or that particular record should go to the parter00 file. Okay, and similarly like that. So the December file will go to parter00012. So it will go to 012, and this will go to, sorry, this will go to 11, parter11 file. Which one? This December, because from 0 to 11 there are 12 months. So instead of doing randomly, okay, because if you do not use custom partitioner, or you don't use your own partitioner basically, so your default partitioner can randomly arrange these records into different files. Okay, so you do not have control like that. So it may be like kind from it may be the give me one second. Hello? Sorry. Sorry for the interruption. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Now what we will do is like we will write again job configuration mapper reducer, and put a one partitioner, and then try to do it. and then once we finish this use case, we will do use case number 1. Okay, so let me start doing it. So what we are going to do is we are going to, this is the problem statement. So problem is, this is a 12 months data that we need to have in 12 separate files, such that all the January record should be in part R00 and all February record should be in part R001. Okay, so it should not like be, I mean, our client demand is that part R00 should consider all January records only. Okay, so this is how it should be written. So let me just, so we need to define the number of reduced tasks, 12, that is required, and we will just like, so mapper is also easy. We need to just, generate the 0th, 1 and 2, because if you pick this line, so if you put them in array, so let's say the array name is words, so this would be words 0, this will be words 1, and this will be words 2, so because there are 3 elements in that array, right? So mapper is doing like that. So it will just create all this text with tab as delimiter. So we do have January and January and these are separated from, the second and third element of that particular line is separated by a tab. So this is the tab delimiter we are putting. So it will like say January, then if it would be bucket, and then let's say it is 100 rupees, so it would be like January, comma, bucket tab 100 kind of thing. So it will generate two text output. So our input should be long table and text. So because we are reading the file, each line as a value as a text, and after processing that line, we are generating text key and text value. Okay, that's what we are doing here. And in reducer, what we are going to do is we are getting text and generate the text also. So we just need to write text. So it's just like kind of one-to-one. I mean, whatever you are getting, just generating the same thing again. We are getting this one text value. So for every so new text key and new text A. Okay, so for key is what? Text, and text is what? Key is here. So that is the January month. So we are providing January, and then it's text, like that is the bucket and like that. And depending on this key, that is the month, we are going to write a partitioner, wherein this is the method of partition that we need to override. And then if we find that if it is January, then return 0, that is a part R00. If it is February, then return 1, it is part R001 kind of thing. And that's very simple. You can just, and anything else, return 0. Okay, so let's start. So we just need to segregate that records into different partitions depending on where it needs to go, right? So this is just like a kind of physical file member, wherein we are creating multiple members, wherein the first member will have the January record, second member will have the February record, third member will have March record, or like it is a kind of partition in the tables in SQL. Basically, in the first partition we are having only January records, in second partition we will have only February records kind of thing. Okay, so that is the partitioner example. Now I am doing it. For that, create new class partitioner job. Partitioner job. Okay, so this would be our main job. Okay, so let me close all this one. Okay, again write everything through hand, so it will be like kind of practice. Private is static, final log type, log is equal to log factory dot get class for this particular class. Okay, this log needs to be imported from commons. Insert semicolon. This is done. Now if again if args dot length not equal to 2, then log dot fatal and put the parameters needs to be exactly 2. Okay, you can also see so the same thing. And do system exit -1. Done. Then create job. Now is equal to new job. Import this job from MapReduce and add throws declaration. So job exception is added now. File input format dot add input path and create new path over here and provide args dot 0. So this is going to be your input path, input directory, file output path, file output format. So be very careful when you are selecting that from which particular packages should appear, because one class may appear in multiple pages. So you should select right package to import your class, otherwise it will give you a runtime error. Set output path, provide new path and provide args 1. So this is your setting output path. Done. Then job dot set jar by class. So this would be the class that is having the main method will be called. Then we need to set the job name. It should be partitioner. Done. Job set map key value, map key class. So map key output class would be text dot class and job dot is it right? So because we are going to yeah, both are text. Job dot set, start with both text and later on you can change it if you feel that it would be something else. Set sorry, job dot set map output value class would be text. Okay, just import the text. Then job dot set mapper class, so it would be just put this partitioner mapper. Also job dot set reducer class for it. So it should be reducer dot class. Okay, then you need to set the number of reducers. So say job dot set num of reduce stars, so it should be 12. Then you need to also set partitioner class, so it should be map partitioner dot class. Okay, or you can say custom partitioner, you can say custom. That's it. Now 3 classes we need to define, else, and then system exit, where we need to wait for the job completion. So system dot exit, and we should say job dot wait for completion, and if it's true, okay, then 0, else keep it going. Sorry, if it is false, then still wait, but if it is true, it means that if it is exists, if it is okay, if it's over, then come out of it. So this is our job configuration. Now write your mapper. Create a class, finish, extends mapper, okay. The value for input is long write table. Then we are reading text out of it as a value, then generating text as a key and text as a value out of it, because that's what we have defined in import it. Now to setup, then map, and then cleanup. That is done. Now inside this key value is done. Just remove this one, and we are having context type context, and provide your own logic. So what we are going to do is we are reading long writable, so every text, so just have that text into string of line, where we are just reading values dot to string. So we are just, because value is of type text, so its to string will provide us, sorry, value dot to string, and then a string of array of a string called words, and you can just do line dot split the line with comma, that is the separator in the data. Okay, once that is done, what we need to do is we just need to generate a key value pair out of these words. Okay, so this string array of words, so 0, 0, 1 and 0, 1 and 2. So there, those are only the three. For every line we do have 0, 1 or 2. 0, 1 and 2 are the, where is our data? So it looks like this. So what we just need to do is, for January, just say January as a key and bucket comma 100 as your word, sorry, as your value. Okay, so we are generating for every so write context dot write. Okay, what would be the key? Key would be your new text, and we are passing words 0, so this would be your month, comma, so this is your key, and value would be new text, and here we need to join words 1 plus tab delimited data plus words 2. Okay, so how it looks like, your key would be your gen, and your value would be bucket tab 100, or broom tab 200, or mug tab 300, kind of thing. Okay, so this is what we are actually generating out of. So map is done. Pick reducer, create a new class,
Hemant, in real time, do we get to know the, are we able to open the exact data, or we will just get the schema that how is the data
No, basically
raised?
you should be able to open the schema, okay, and schema as well as data. I mean, it is an HDFS, like you can have cat or you can do some kind of So though mostly this HDFS might not be directly accessible to you within Eclipse, because this is just our way of doing the things to make it like more smarter, to make it more easy just to do the development or just to do the practice basically. Okay, so you need not to go on command line, and but what you should need to have is that these three, four, these daemons should be up and running all the times whenever you are doing development. If you, any of them are like stopped, definitely you will not be able to run the but yeah, yes, I mean, you should have both the schema as well as data available to you at the time of development. Because until unless you don't see it, how will you develop your things? So that's why, I mean, we should refer the data every time that we are developing around. Now extends. Does it answer your question? Reducer, thanks. Reducer, okay. Now we are getting text, and generating also text, because everything is text. We are not actually aggregating anything on numeric part. So import it. Now again, setup, reduce, cleanup. Okay, though we are not doing anything on setup and cleanup as of now, because whatever is default implementation is workable, but we will do it in few use cases where setup and cleanup also needed. So key, value, let's say values, because it is iterable list of values, and oh, what I'm doing, yes, and then context dot context. You know what we are going to do with that? So uh, we just need to iterate the list of values and generate key and the values as such, you know. So for what type of values it is? It is text type of values. So just write text type A and values, just write context dot write key and value. What would be the key? Key is like key, and value would be A dot, you can say new text A, that's it. Okay, key is already text, though this A also is text. So let's see how it looks. So what we just do is, like, for every key we will have a list of values. Okay, so for January we are actually writing values by iterating over it. Okay, so this is workable. Now the last part is partitioner. Sorry, custom partitioner. So it extends partitioner, this one. Okay, and we are going to provide key as text and value as text. What it says, import this text. The customer must implement inherit method. Yeah, so we are actually adding that method now. That is add unimplemented method because that partition is abstract one. So this is get partition. Now we are providing text again number of integers. The number of partitions would be how many? It will be passed by the job configuration, and we have defined that number of partition in job configuration to be like 12, right? This is on the custom partitioner. Okay. Now what we should do? So by default it will return 0. Now we will see what is the key. If it is January, basically, then we need to return the value as 0, else we will keep it going, right? So if okay, so I am writing some bad coding over here, but it would be simple to understand. Otherwise we could have an array or list of that months and just chain it, or like just see if the value is there and then just return the corresponding value. But I'm going to be very simple. So if key dot to string key dot to string, okay, so equals ignore case, and if it is the string like Jan, okay, if it is like that, then return 0. It means if it is January, then it should go to part.r005. And you just now replicate these statements multiple times. So this is for January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, so if you do December, return 11. If it is November, return 10. If it is, let me start from here. Feb 1, March 2, April 3, May 4, March, April, May, June 5, July 6, August 7, September 8, October 9, and December 10, right? Save it. Else 0. So this is done. Depending on what partitions you want. I mean, depending on key, it will go to their respective partitioner. Now this is also done. Now why it is saying that it should throw some error. So just add those throws, fail declaration, and this particular job is over. Getting me? Now we need to put our input file. So let's create a directory called input1. Okay, just disconnect, reconnect. I am just deleting the old output directory. Okay, and this input we can put the file for data. So what I will do is I will copy this data, okay, and let's say create, let's save this file as a data only. I'm just saving it. uploading this data in input directory. Okay, it's uploaded. The file looks like okay. Okay, this will be our input data. Now we need to run this partitioner job. So just go here, run configuration, create a new configuration for it. Partition job argument should be just copy this over there and change it, so it should be input 1, right? Input 1, whatever the file inside it. And output, since we have deleted the last output, we can have it. So this is apply and class path. Okay, we need to add, because every time we create a new configuration, we need to add that. So add jar, source and resources. Sorry, what I'm doing is advanced, add folders, example, source, resources, and keep it on top. And environment would be new Hadoop underscore, for example. Sorry, Hadoop underscore home. Copy this. Bin will be automatically searched. Apply, run. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's done. Disconnect. Output, so there are how many files? 13. So let's pick 001. We should have all January data over here. That's current coming. Second, all February data that is coming. All March, and finally all December. Are you getting me? So this is how the partitioner basically works. So it's almost 30.